Probably.
Nice. CD, whatever.
I'm just gonna do one for me.
Not.
They're going to end up huge, though. So I may end up just putting it all on YouTube and say, here's the main link. Go here, and you'll find them all.
That might be an idea for John too. Instead of trying to guard everybody. You may just put it all on
That would be the easiest thing.
Yeah.
Then I can give people one link and say, go, and you'll find them all.
And we can download it ourselves.
Yes.
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 Good call.
Because one of my videos is 30 gigs. One video is 30 gigs. Now, I've dialed the quality back on it, but still, they're still sizable.
Yes, it is. All right, we're gonna have to wait for them and sort of buy time. Now, let's talk about why the temple was built. King Herod is a very complicated figure in Jewish history. It's as if the bad guy won. Okay? King Herod was so insane he murdered his wife and child. And they said it's better being a hog in Herod's court than being his son. That's how bad of a ruler he was. Now, he was also a megalomaniac, meaning he built everything unbelievably big and constantly building. He's the second richest man in the Roman Empire at the time, second only to Augustus. That's how rich he is. The land of Israel is very rich and very powerful kingdom. Remember, the Jews in the year 70 almost beat Titus and Vespasian. They almost did it. But it was a very powerful nation that could almost be the most powerful empire in the world. King Herod, when he went to build the temple, the first thing he did after he won the civil war of the Jews, let's say the year 50 BC, was he murdered 69 out of the 7 wise men, or the elders, who controlled all of Jewish life. He murdered 69 of them and left one alive, named Baba ben Buta. And he blinded him, and around his eyes and head gave him a crown of thorns. Threw him in jail. King Herod was so much like paranoid, he used to dress up like a commoner, walk the streets of Jerusalem, and just, starts to have a small talk with everybody, asking, what do you think about our very crazy king? He looks like a commoner. Okay? And that's when he put people in jail. Then he went to Baba ben Buta, and he asked him, remember, Baba ben Buta is blind. He doesn't know who's talking. So he asks him, listen, what do you think of our very crazy king? Baba ben Buta is a smart Jew, and he said, look, we don't criticize those in power. We don't lie, we don't concern ourselves with the kingdom of man, with the kingdom of heaven. All right, that was a great answer to King Herod. And he pushes him, listen, don't you have anything bad to say about our king? And he avoids the answer so much that King Herod said, we know if the 69 others would have given the same answer, we would have killed him. Then Baba ben Buta, with a small light bulb, went off in his head, and he realized who was talking to him. He said, if you want to make compensation, if you want to make penance, you have to build a temple. So according to Jewish tradition, that's why the temple was built in the first place. Okay? King Herod built, and he had a lot of guilt to share around. I mean, he built in Caesarea, have you been there? In the north, Masada, the Herodian, in Jerusalem. He built all over Ain, where today is Jordan. Okay? So, do you remember why the temple, according to Jewish tradition, was built? That's why it was built. A huge, great, vast temple. This corridor here would be right under this huge bridge. We're walking under the bridge. Okay? Ribbon again. Remember, the Western Wall is probably 100 feet down. We're walking towards it. Okay? So just follow me. Hopefully the answer is finished. Guiding, and there's probably a little bit of Wilson's arch. Okay?
your head.
Yep. Every time I see one of those pillows at the top, I'm like, I got a duck.
Exactly where we are.
Look at this.
Exactly where we are on the
Cool.
bridge. The biggest bridge in the Roman Empire is this one. You've gotten almost to that, one right here. The arch that's almost as close as Jason in the temple. The bridge is so big, you had to build an arch on top of another arch, and on top of that, build the bridge. The height of this part of this, the peak of it was that high. Now, the arch adjacent in the temple was above a street, our Wall Street, which was adjacent in the temple, went all the way from south to north. Okay, now, the arch is called Wilson's Arch because a British guy, 150 years ago, was a British engineering officer from the British Army, started digging in Jerusalem and found the arch. So that bears his name. Now, filming in Jerusalem in the year 20, which is exactly 2,000 years ago, the temple is already built. 3 times a year, Jews would come here and worship at the temple, meaning they would sacrifice animals at the temple 3 times a year. How many people live in Jerusalem on a regular basis? Let's get a sense of scale, sort of. The biggest city in the world then is Rome.
Wow. יש לך, כן,
But 3 times a year, Jews would come from all over the country to worship at the temple. So the city was on a regular basis between 200,000 and 300,000 people. Between double and quadruple at the time. So Jerusalem had a lot of boarding houses, just like it does now. Okay? Had to have a lot of, restaurants, but sort of like it does now. It lived a lot of tourism, like it is now. And that's why the bridge is so big, so many people would walk on it. If you were a Jew walking all the way from the Sea of Galilee, see Tiberias, you want to walk all the way to the temple, remember schlepping and go all the way, like a week-long journey. Get to the temple, you just walk onto the temple and sacrifice the goat. No, according to Jewish life, even today, my wife did it before we got married. First thing you do is you have to purify yourself. How do you do it? You go to a Jewish ritual cleansing bath. It's called a mikveh. It's named in Hebrew, and in global it's called a mikveh. Okay? So, the Jewish ritual cleansing bath, the mikveh has a very unique character. It's nothing like a Roman bath. Strictly a religious pool. Just going to purify yourself before you get married, before you go to the temple. No raining water can fill it, and you can't pump water out of it. Small pump will bring water to it. Small waterway, of course. Okay? You want to see what a 2,000-year-old mikveh looked like? In a few minutes, you can just look into that window and see a 2,000-year-old mikveh. How many of them were there in Jerusalem? In the year like 10, Rome counts how many baths are in the city of Rome, 1 million population city. They count 171.
Wow.
We found in Jerusalem, most of it has not been dug, already 170. Most of it hasn't been done. So we have, you can look at it now, about 170 mikvahs that we've found already next to the most holiest place in Jewish life. But that was the Roman economy.
I'm sorry.
Okay, follow me, hopefully they continue.
The whole area, go down. Yeah, right there. What did he say? Wait a minute, I gotta see your note when you say that. Yeah, I think that's how I was thinking. Thank you.
This city is ranked we don't use it to pray in because there'll be a problem. The problem, we have tours walking by, and if you pray, so look like a museum of watching people praying. We decided that tours are right now more important than another synagogue adjacent in the temple. It's a very beautiful synagogue, and watching the IDF soldiers here gives it another beautiful safety. So we'll go now and finally meet the Western Wall. Different sections of the same. One foot was a different city in Utah. One was between Poland. He has a Sobel head. I don't even know the difference. That's the difference. Because if they get they all different, so they were okay, follow me and we'll.
Israeli security is everywhere, even down here in the tunnels.
Okay. Okay, I want you to see where Moshe is standing, and then see where I'm standing. Okay, between us, תודה משה. One stone. Between us, that's one stone. Yeah. It is the biggest one we found in Israel so far. It's bigger than the stones you build the pyramids with. It's bigger than the stone of Stonehenge, England. It is the sixth biggest in the world. It's unbelievably massive. Now, 13.7 meters, let's say 50 feet, about one side to the other. On the left corner, it's 3.5 meters high, times that by 3 feet, and inwards about another 3 meters. How much tons does that stone weigh? Can you take a guess? Is everybody in construction here? No? Okay, take a guess in tons. 570 tons. That's 2 jumbo jets we flew into Israel. That's 100 African elephants and 10 Abrams tanks. One stone. And I was a tank crewman. The tank weighs a lot. Yes, it was from all the stones from the temple were from this mountain. Now, this is a newer wall. These are a lot more stones than the Herodian stone. Let's see the difference. The big stone is the 100 of the Herodian stones. Why? Because they were built at the time of King Herod. Now, if we were here in the year 2,000 years ago, there would be nothing above us. Nothing but the big blue sky. The temple would be that way. All the stones above the big stones are newer stones. How do I know? Because the Herodian stones have a very specific character. You can tell them from a mile away. Just look at the difference. Those stones sort of look like a bulge to them, right? They're like a plump. All these stones are carved flat. They have a framing. All of them. None of those stones, but that takes a lot of work and craftsmanship. They were built to look good, not only to use as a utility purpose. Now, they're unbelievably huge. The biggest one is 570 tons. The smaller ones would be just 100 tons. Okay? So Till today, when you build your houses from bricks, I understand the state you mainly build not from bricks, which is smart. But in this one, if you build it from bricks, you need to put mortar between the bricks, just like we have here. Not so with the Herodian stones. Nothing is between two stones, and you can't stick a toothpick between two stones. Nothing. How do they move them? I can show you. If we're even moving or 20 minutes away, I can show you how they move the stones. But the real answer, focus on so I can get it, you don't really know. It's a mystery. We don't really know how they build pyramids. We can take educated guesses. We don't really know. It's a mystery. Till today. Okay? We need to move on, but I don't know when was the last time you did something for the first time. But if you want to maybe touch a 2,000-year-old stone which withstood 9 earth-shattering earthquakes, not a scratch, you can feel free to touch it. If you want to say a prayer, that's fine. Just say a short prayer because the next group is coming. I'll be waiting for you right there next to the homes of God. Remember, the Hotel Plaza, the West Wall is the same wall, only that way, the same wall. Those nice ladies are praying as the closest spot available to the Holies of Holies, which is squarely about 300 feet that way. Okay? Now we're on street left. Remember, the western wall, the entire Temple Mount is built on a mountain which is gets steeper or higher the more north you go. So if you look all the way down now, you'll see the bedrock of Mount Moriah. Not the bedrock, the mountaintop of Mount Moriah. Covered with some dirt and water. But you can see the mountains now. Now, this is still the western wall. We're going to see it all the way from this, going to be constantly to our right. Now, remember, once a year, the Yom Atonement, or Yom Kippur in Hebrew, the Jewish high priest would go in and pray. Now, the most important prayer in the Jewish world by the most holiest person. What was that about? We know about it. We know what to pray for. Any guesses? Forgiveness is a good question. You're American, you should guess it right away. Peace and liberty. Pray, really pray for a woman not to lose the fruit of a womb, for rains to fall on the fields, and for Judea never to be enslaved again. He didn't pray for riches. He didn't pray for astonishing victories of the Jewish army. He prayed for peace and liberty. That's it. Until today, when I go to synagogue every Friday with my wife and kids, we pray for the same things 2,000 years. Now, if you like architecture, if you don't, even if you don't, it's a very interesting thing to see. You live in Virginia. I mean, I assume you have a skyscraper somewhere in Virginia, right? If you stand next to a skyscraper, you look, sitting right next to it, you look up, there's an optical illusion, it looks sort of like it's leaning and falling on you. You knew that 2,000 years ago. So when they built the mountain, the walls, 40 feet, 40 meters high, 140 feet from top to bottom. Very high. Look at the different time when you do that. So each stone is not laying exactly one on top of the other. There's one each of the difference inward between each stone. So if you look at the bottom stone, you look all that, you see how the stones are leaning sort of inwards, because that would be the street. If you look up, it won't look like the temple's there. The real one was leaning at that. One of our great poets said Jerusalem is not that Jerusalem has no beach at all. He said Jerusalem is a port city on the shores of eternity. And it's a great description for the first city on the hill. Now, yeah, sure. Here's what is true about the mountain. And I mean, what we know about them, destroyed cities. Israel has another thing about 150. Okay, what we're going to do now is walk all the way through a tunnel. And I don't know what they call it, the Western Tunnel tours. The tunnels are very narrow, so hold your head. It's also very, not just for those of us more than 5 feet 10. Okay? Now, constantly to our right, you'll see the Western Wall all the time. Okay? The first time you're going to see there's going to be a west window, two of them when we walk. The first one will see the breeze of what the Romans were doing. The Romans conquered Jerusalem in the year 70. They destroyed the temple. How did they do it? There's no dynamite. Those huge, unbelievably heavy stones, they went all the way to the top and started throwing them away. Now, if you're a Roman legionnaire, the commander comes and says, you see that 570-ton rock? Get cracking at it. Then, one of the reasons the great stone is still there was that big, they just couldn't finish destroying it. The ones on top were presumably smaller, and then they just threw them down. So the first time you see a glass window, you see the views of what it looked like if the stone hit the floor. The second window, you'll see how much closer the top of the mountain is to us. This is about 20 meters down. When we get to the second window, it's going to be about 7 meters. Because we're going to the north of the mountain gets closer to us, the higher the more north we go. Yes.
The stone, is it still sandstone or what is it composed of?
Limestone.
Limestone. Okay.
Okay. So as I was saying,
Which is a softer stone, right? Sandstone is compared to like granite or bedrock.
yeah, I think it's a softer stone, right?
Linda, do you want to be at the end?
No, I don't want to be at the end.
The Western Wall of Jerusalem to my right. The tunnels underneath.
All the original blocks from Herod. Isn't that amazing?
Stones from King Herod's time, right there. They still look like in perfect condition. By the way, when you see the stop to read some text, I'm not going to stop long enough to read it. I'm going to stop long enough to capture it on video, and you guys can pause the video at that point. It's hard to see down there, but get down through the floor there. All right, I got to move to catch up. They are really moving. I need to catch up.
So, first of all, I'd like you to meet Mount Moriah. This what I'm leaning against, it's fighting against it. That's the Bear Mountain. This is it. Now, we're standing on top of a 2,000-year-old street. Okay? If you came here 2,000 years ago, walking in Israel, walking in the temple, this would be the main street of Jerusalem, our Wall Street. Now, we walked from under the bridge all the way to the north side of the wall on the street. We're here, exactly here. Okay? When I come here, I always think about Neil Armstrong and the moon. I know it sounds weird, but 1969, Apollo 11 lands on the moon. Neil Armstrong is the first Homo sapien to walk in other celestial body. Walks on the moon. A year after that, he comes to Israel. Walks in Jerusalem. He said, I'm more excited walking on these stones than I did when I was walking on the moon. I'm walking on these stones. This street was paved 1,600 years before London was. 2,000 years ago and more. This street was paved, remember that, what we use for paving in our house. These huge blocks of stone would be used, again, no more between them, all the way. Again, 488 meters were just the wall. The street was way more taller than that. Now, when you're walking here, we see it's sort of weird. We see these columns, they're not ones exactly alike. And I'll talk, explain why in a second. But what was here 2,000 years ago? First of all, nothing about this. This was an open street. Again, this is all like 1,300 years after the temple stood. 1,300. These columns were in a row all the way through the street, and we assumed some sort of canvas was between them to give us some shade. What was here? Walking on Main Street of Jerusalem. First of all, if you've been to Jerusalem, if you ever come to Jerusalem during a holiday, this is what it looked like. It was crazy, like busy with people all the time. Constantly uncontrolled. This is what it looks like 2,000 years ago. You were walking, and what could you buy in Jerusalem 2,000 years ago? Hasn't really changed 2,000 years after that. A lot of exchange stores, dollars to shekels, right? You can buy, let's say you don't want to schlep and go all the way from Gaza to Jerusalem, you can buy one here and sacrifice it at the temple. What if you need a place to sleep? Because if you don't have family in Jerusalem, a lot of people are here. You just go to a boarding house, pay the money, and you can go and sleep somewhere. What if you want to buy a chilled water bowl of wine in the summer, maybe a heated bowl of wine in the winter? You can do that here. You can do it here. This place was busy with people. Now, so it sounded like a lot of people here in rush hour walking today. You know what it sounds like? What did it smell like? We should talk about that a little bit. What did Jews do when they came to Jerusalem? They sacrificed in the temple. Now the Jewish and the Christian God doesn't need meat, unlike the pagan gods. So when Jews sacrificed, they would eat it. Either give it to the priests, which is great because I'm a priest. Yours truly can, I know my ancestors all the way to Moses' brother Aaron. Okay, I'm a priest. So either give the food to me, or you usually do is give the food to friends and family. Have you ever tried finishing a whole goat in one sitting? Because you have to eat it in the time, in the space of a night, a day, and a night. So it was a festive holiday. I don't know how you celebrate the 4th of July. Exactly how you do it in Israel today. If you come to Israel in our 4th of July, our Independence Day, which we celebrate in May, really 2 months before the American 4th of July, there will be barbecues, and I mean everywhere. Meat is cooking. That what it smelled like when you went to Jerusalem. Constantly friends and family having barbecue. Yes.
Quick question. How do you know that you're a Levite since the records were destroyed in the Second Temple?
Since the what?
Since the records, the lineage was destroyed in AD 70.
That's a good question. I asked my dad, how do you, my name is Forsell, but my family lived in the Ukraine.
Yeah, I'm from Kiev. Yeah.
Okay, so the Ukrainians didn't all of them like the Jews so much.
Yep.
So he had to change his name from Levi to something in Hebrew is the sound of the guy who shoes horses.
Yep.
Forsell. Pirzur in Hebrew is the guy who shoes horses. And how do you know you're a leader? He said, my dad told me. How did he know? His dad told him. And how did he know? So we twist it all the way back. It's a good question, but that's how we know. And Israel has a very meticulous record. There's a government department for it. Now written there is a Levite, meaning I can't marry, let's say, a divorcee. It's forbidden if you're a Kohen, you're a priest. Okay? So it's a good question, but that's how we know. It's a good question. Now, what I want you to see now is a movie about how they move the stones. Now, you asked me a good question. Before we do that, let's just look at the stones over there. I told you that this is the mountain. How come those are Herodian stones? They do look just like Herodian stones. They're not. They're faux Herodian stones. King Herod told his masons just to chisel the lookalikes of the mountain, because why, carve up all of the mountain just to move the stones if we could just make them look like it? This is it. Now, maybe while listening before we continue, I talked about how come there's a bump here on this column and not over there. By the way, there's another one on the other side. How come those paving stones are here, or I can very disrespectfully stand on them? How come they're not in place? The answer is that because this is a sort of a abandoned construction site, frozen time 2,000 years ago. King Herod died in the year 4 AD. The boss stops paying money, you stop working. Till today, move on to economics, okay? These stones were here, if you were walking here 2,000 years ago, you were walking, looking at the same stones waiting to be paved, saying, oh my God, how come they finish paving the street here? That's what you would have done here. This mountain was supposed to be carved more inward. Okay? This helped archaeologists know how they lifted these huge drums one on top of the other. What would they do with presume? Is again, they stop working mid-work. A drum is a piece of carved spherical stone. They would presumably lift it from here with some sort of contraption and lift it and then shave it off. Because they stopped in the middle, we know how they did it. They finished this one. So you can also move the road from south side to the north side. Okay? I want us to go see now how they move the stones, like a 60-second movie, and then we'll finish. All right, follow me. That's the way they do it.
Oh, Jason, come on in here. John, you were right.
These are amazing.
So they had some form of a crane there. They had some form of a crane, horse-powered.
Answer the question? Yes.
Question,
Okay, yes.
have you ever found any of the pulleys? How do
No.
they know they use pulleys?
Again, everything is an educated guess. We know how Herod built the way the Romans did. So if you know how the Romans built, you can infer that's how we built. They found in Rome a sort of an architectural how to build a book,
Okay.
which shows how they did it. Again, it's a guess. An educated one made it, but again, it's sort of a mystery. Now, you might ask, how come we didn't see this great movie on the big screen TV we had the first time we met? Why have everything squeezed? Because this is a quarry. This right here is the quarry. Right here, you can see that bedrock where they carved. They were ready to dislodge the stones and build them. Now, if you have a sense of history, I always come here and think of the quote of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He said, "Evil may so shape events that Caesar will occupy a palace and Christ a cross. The same Christ will rise again and split history to BCE and AD. So even the life of Caesar should be dated by his name. The moral arch of the universe is long, but it bends toward justice." When I come here, I guide groups all over the world as a Jew, and I serve in the army in active duty, and I still do so as a reserve tank crew. And when kids speak the same language as the big people who built the temple, and read the Torah, the Bible in the same language it was written, worship the same God in the same country. Indeed, the moral arch of the universe is long, but it does bend toward justice. 2,000 years of diaspora for the Jews, and I'm talking to you right here about this great temple, and I believe it is all our heritage. So I want us to go now to see this distortion pool, and maybe Yes, this is where you should, yes, don't go from one reporter, just go back. We're here the same way we came. Okay? Okay, so follow me, and
Thank you, man.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
See you later. See you later. This is awesome. This is awesome.
I'm sorry we're not fun for you guys.
You guys just.
I don't know, you just want to lose us.
Go ahead. You're fine. You're below the. I'm just capturing that. I will have all this. You guys can watch it later. Okay. Thank you. Some really skinny little passageways here. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. This is amazing, guys. And this video is what it is, but you just can't describe it unless you're here looking at it with your eyes. I'm the last one.
All right. Last one. You see the stairs here? Stairs, and the continuation is there. The continuation is there on the other side of the arch. Now, this is a pool of water used because the fortress is there. The Antonia. I have a plan for tomorrow. I hope I can show you something extra that maybe was not supposed to, but I think important to you, but it's going to be tomorrow. Because I think, there is a limit to what people can take. So, I want to get you back. You heard a lot about history. I'm not going to touch history. I want to talk about politics a little bit with your permission. February 96, this tunnel has been cleaned and dug for the past over 30 years. Now what is the problem? You saw it already. If a group is turning around and you have to go this way when the group is going that way, is it comfortable? Not at all. So we had to come with a better idea. We said, why not opening an exit so you don't have to go unless you want to. You can just exit to the Via Dolorosa, which is there, right behind that wall. So we said yes. Let's use the original stairway. You see the beginning is in, but the continuation is there. And that stairway leads to a shop. You can imagine the man owned the shop. He heard what you call in America, the register is ringing. You understand? Meaning he was very happy. And there was a great plan. But he forgot one small detail that became big. What is the small detail? He is not the owner of the shop. Who is the real owner? He listened. Who is the real owner? The Muslim religious authorities. The name is WAKAF, WAKF. And the minute they heard that we want to do something, what do you think they say? No. And now we have a dilemma. How are we going to take you people out? So there are people came with a great, I'm being a little bit cynical also, people came with an idea. If we can't go through that, let's go through the rock. What are we going to do? We're going to dig through the rock. We are going to bring from Germany a silent drilling machine. Have you ever heard the name silent and drilling together in one sentence?
No.
Neither did I. So, we bring the machine and we are going to, you see it yourself, we are going to dig through the rock, by the way, without harming the holy Muslim site, very much north of the Dome of the Rock. Remember the Dome of the Rock? The Dome of the Rock is there, people, there, are you with me? And that's what we're going to do. So they bought the machine, and they did. Who is living above us? Which people? Muslims. What do they hear every day happen? Somebody is digging under the rock, and maybe want to dig under the holy place. What do they think the Jews are trying to do? The Jews are trying to undermine not only our homes, also our holy place. It doesn't matter true, not true. The propaganda is flowing in the streets. And I can tell you, the day we opened the tunnel, February 96, still the same prime minister. The mayor of Jerusalem was the one who became later on prime minister. Together, they didn't even inform the wife. They said, we will open it no matter what. The day the tunnel was opened and you were going to walk in, 75 Palestinians were killed and 15 Israeli soldiers. And the whole world is here with cameras. And they are talking, and there are cameras, and there is blood on the streets of Jerusalem. What's going to go on? I was very upset because I used to walk in the tunnel all the way here and I used to go back. So I decided to call CNN. Me, the simple little guy from Israel. I called CNN local station in Jerusalem. I said, listen, do you know what's going on? Do you know that we are not really undermining the holy place of the Muslim? Do you know that the dig is very much north?
Why don't you bring somebody, archaeologist, with a camera? Not Israeli, let him tell the story. And here is the answer I got. We have no interest to do it now. I'm quoting word by word. We will do it in the future, later on in death. You understand? In the future. I said, hello? People are getting killed here, my people, other people, because of false information. They had no interest whatsoever. So don't be surprised when the Israelis don't think much of CNN. That was the answer I got. Long story short, the tunnel is open, you're going to walk in. Most of the workers, by the way, Palestinian working, the Dome of the Rock stand is, the homes of the Muslim standards is, but I want to tell you something. Everything we do in Jerusalem, no matter what, creates a lot of, I would say, understatement is the word attention. Not understatement you can figure. The mayor of Jerusalem has the most difficult job on earth. To be the mayor of Jerusalem, you need to be a lot more than just the mayor. But I'll tell you, I'm glad that people, nobody asked you when you came, are you Jewish? Are you Christian? Are you Muslim? Nobody. We want everyone to explore Jerusalem because in my opinion, Jerusalem can be and should be the city of peace. And when you remember the scripture, and you know the scripture, somewhere in the scripture, I think in the book of the prophet Isaiah, it says, my house should be the house of all nations. So there is an idea of, hopefully, Jerusalem that should be a place that unites everyone rather than bringing everyone into a conflict. And truly, I think that's what you in between the lines, that's what the man said. And hopefully you enjoy your visit here, and hopefully that's what's going to be with Jerusalem. Thank you. Now, what are we going to do now? If you came here before we were digging this, what do you think you have to do? I went to say, turn around. Now you're going to walk and you will see it yourself and you can touch it. What this machine did, we are going to exit to the Via Dolorosa. You know the name? Via means road, Dolorosa. I'm not going to touch it right now. I'm not going to talk about Jesus' judgment. I'm not going to talk about what happened. That's tomorrow. Because I think we should split. And we cannot like do because and if I had to start, I have to finish. So I'd rather start it tomorrow and do the whole thing tomorrow. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
But right now, I'm going to take you to the place which will bring the circle to an end of today. Why? Because Pastor Dave gave a teaching about Jesus is healing the blind man. But he didn't teach you about Jesus is curing the lame man. And we are going to go to the place which was recorded in the Gospel of John chapter 5, the healing of the lame man. All good? Yeah. Let's go.
What was the name of the reporter from CNN that you gave the quote to?
You know I'm like a doctor.
So you don't think that was the steam bath, huh?
Goldfish. Koi. You know anything going past the walkway?
We are headed out of here now into the Muslim quarter of the city.
Julie's. Can you imagine with Linda if we had to turn around and back the other way and there was people coming from the other direction?
So what's up with all the holes? Oh, we didn't answer to that. Why are there so many holes? Is that the chisels? They were cutting through?
We went climbing in a cave, like a radio, you can see my views all through.
me and Randy. I'm fine as long as I can see.
You can see the drill marks here, John. Look at this.
Yeah, look at that.
You actually see what it's going here.
I didn't know that was loud.
Those are the drill marks. Very smooth.
Smile. You don't care.
And we are almost out.
Who's last? Jason coming? Okay, straight down the hill.
There's that
There
guy.
he is. The great one.